Hi guys, we had still some new books that we haven't read yet. So I wanted to do a couple read alouds for you. I'm going to do a few right now, and then I hope you enjoy it. And also with any of these stories, it'd be a great idea if you want to do a story map for it. This one is called The Paper Bag Princess. The Paper Bag Princess. Elizabeth was a beautiful princess. She lived in a castle and had expensive princess clothes. She was going to marry a prince named Ronald. Unfortunately, a dragon smashed her castles, burned all her clothes with his fiery breath, and carried off Prince Ronald. Elizabeth decided to chase the dragon and get Ronald back. She looked everywhere for something to wear, but the only thing she could find that was not burnt was a paper bag. So she put on the paper bag and followed the dragon. He was easy to follow because he left a trail of burnt forest and horses' bones. Ooh, that seems like a mean dragon. How does she look too? She looks very irritated and frustrated. Finally, Elizabeth came to a cave with a large door that had a huge knocker and banged on the door. Boom, 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 boom. The dragon stuck his nose out of the door and said, "Well, a princess. I love to eat princesses, but I've already eaten a whole castle today. I'm a very busy dragon. Come back tomorrow." He slammed the door so fast that Elizabeth almost got her nose caught. Would you go back to that castle if you thought the dragon was going to eat you? Well, Elizabeth grabbed the knocker and banged on the door again. Boom, boom, boom. The dragon stuck his nose out of the door and said, "Go away! I love to eat princesses, but I've already eaten a whole castle today. I'm a very busy dragon. Come back tomorrow." "Wait!" shouted Elizabeth. "Is it true that you are the smartest and fiercest dragon in the whole world?" "Yes," said the dragon. "Is it true," said Elizabeth, "that you can burn up 10 forests with your fiery breath?" "Oh, yes," said the dragon, and he took a huge, deep breath and breathed out so much fire that he burned up 50 forests. She's giving him all sorts of compliments. "Fantastic," said Elizabeth. And the dragon took another huge breath and breathed out so much fire that he burned up 100 forests. "Magnificent," said Elizabeth. And the dragon took another huge breath, but this time nothing came out. The dragon didn't even have enough fire left to cook a meatball. What happened to all his fire? Just a tiny little poof came out. Elizabeth said, "Dragon, is it true that you can fly around the world in just 10 seconds? "Why, yes," said the dragon. He jumped up and flew all the way around the world in just 10 seconds. He's a very fast flyer. He was very tired when he got back, but Elizabeth shouted, "Fantastic! Do it again!" I think Elizabeth has a plan, right? So the dragon jumped up and flew around the world in just 20 seconds, the whole world. When he got back, he was too tired to talk, and he lay down and went straight to sleep. You can see how tired the dragon is, right? He's got his hand on his chest like he's trying to catch his breath, and his tongue's out. He's like panting. Elizabeth whispered softly, very softly, "Hey, dragon." But the dragon didn't move at all. She lifted up the dragon's ear and put her head right inside. She shouted as loud as she could, "Hey, dragon!" The dragon was so tired, he didn't even move. He was exhausted. Elizabeth rocked right over the dragon and opened the door to the cave. There was Prince Ronald. He looked at her and said, "Elizabeth, you are a mess. You smell like ashes. Your hair is all tangled, and you are wearing a dirty old paper bag. Come back when you're dressed like a real princess." Can you believe that was his reaction? She's trying to save his life. "Ronald," said Elizabeth, "your clothes are real pretty and your hair is very neat. You look like a real prince, but you are a bum." And they didn't get married after all. She saw his true side at the end of the story, right? That Ronald wasn't the nicest person, even though she was trying to save his life. So if you're going to do a story map on that, remember in a story map, the character is going to be the princess, right? She's the main character. And then the second character is going to be the dragon, because he was in a lot of the story and he had a pivotal part of the story. And now the setting, for the most part, took place in the dragon's home area, right? In front of where his cave is, and the big cave door was in there. You can draw the cave door with the big knocker. It looks like it's in the mountain. And now there's the beginning and the middle and the end. So possibly the beginning would be when the dragon came in and destroyed the whole castle and took the Prince Ronald. And then the middle part would be when the princess is doing her plan to try to save his life, right? Where she had him burn up a lot of forest, fly around the world, give him all these compliments, and he made him so tired that he couldn't even stop her if he wanted to. He just fell right asleep. And then the end would be maybe when she ends up skipping off to herself and being a strong, independent person and realizing that she didn't need to marry the prince, and that the prince maybe wasn't the nicest person in the end. And she kind of, also the end would be she saved the day, right? The dragon was so tired. The end could be when the dragon fell asleep and didn't even move at all. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the paper bag princess. Bye.